Welcome back to Psych with Jay, or welcome to Psych with Jay for those of you that have not stumbled across my few videos here. Guys, I am a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, and I have been since April of 2025. So, a few quick updates because several people has asked for updates. Guys, I apologize. I have been super busy with life, traveling, and working multiple jobs. So, how do I feel? I feel great. Am I still excited about my new job, my new career move? Yes, I am super excited about being a nurse practitioner. However, I am not happy with where I first started my career at, guys. Why? Let me explain a few things. The pay is good. However, the credentialing process to me seems to be an issue because like 9 months in, I was still finding that I was being credentialed with some of the insurance companies, which means I wasn't getting paid. So super frustrating, of course. And then I realized that that was not the norm. Maybe 3 months could be possibly the norm. I don't know. Comment down below if you have some insight into that because I am still new as far as this process. I'm only a year in. However, guys, that was super frustrating to me. And then the way that they handle things at that office, as far as like cancellations and people like doing no call, no shows and all that jazz is outrageous to me. It's absolutely ridiculous. They get to do that multiple times up to $75. But then after $300 are supposed to not be able to come back, which is kind of like a bummer because they need their medications and all that, right? But also we need to get paid and we need some consistency and we need to hold people accountable for their actions, right? So people's bills are getting up to $1,200 and $1,300. Nothing's being said, and at this point, I'm starting to feel like, okay, maybe I'm just working for free. I don't have time to work for free. I have a busy life. I have kiddos. We travel a lot, so that's been super frustrating for me. And then the attitudes that are happening around the joint is not okay with me. You guys don't know me very well yet, but you will. I don't do well with attitudes. I don't do well with stupidity, foolishness, and childishness, guys. I've been dealing with a lot of that and I'm not happy. So, about 6 months in, I decided to stop complaining, Zada J, and get your life together and do something about it. I started my own practice in January of 2026. Slow process. Well, actually, it was a very quick process in the beginning. I was able to get the name together, registered the name of the state, got all that together, and got my EIN number and all that. It was just a matter of did I want to pay for someone that I didn't know to be my physician, my collaborator, or was I going to reach out to someone that I knew? And that was like the biggest thing for me. But I won't talk too much about that just yet because I still feel like it's a little bit premature. But I will say on this aspect of the credentialing, while I was with the company, still finding that I was getting credentialed from companies 9 months into it, I was able to credential myself with 3 companies within 30 days. So I do know that there's a workaround with that, and it's all about how fast you want to do things and are you pursuing these insurance companies every week or every 2 weeks saying, hey, I just want to make sure, where we at with this application process, where we at with the credentialing. That's what I found for myself. Moving forward, I would try to do the credentialing on my own because I was successful at being able to do that. What else has been going on, guys? The clients. I've learned that I had to put my big girl panties on and not trust and believe the clients because I don't know. I'm an empath, I will say. So it's just there's a lot of trickery involved with some of these patients and just total disrespect, just lie, and it's just like that doesn't sit well with me either. But I had to come to terms with this is my new job. I have to deal with that along with everything else that I have to deal with. So I'm still learning to deal with that part of the foolishness. But I won't say much more about the job because I'm still there, and that's why it took me so long to upload a video about it because you have to be smart about what you do even when you're angry and frustrated, right? So I am still there. However, once I decided to open up my own telehealth, I kind of slowed down with what I was doing at that job. Recently, I made a decision in mid May. Actually, it was a weekend of Mother's Day to go telehealth starting June 10th, and that's what I did. And guys, I am actually out of my state. I no longer live in the state. I moved. A lot of good things are happening, and I won't talk much about that either. But I'm super excited. I've got my NP license in 3 states. Super excited. It was a long process for some of the states, but I feel like it'll be well worth it. Yeah, guys, I don't know. So what have I been doing in between? With the frustration, I started doing a lot more vacationing because I vacation quite a bit. I try to vacation like no more than every like 90 days. I don't go over 90 days without a vacation. It's been like that since 2017. So I'm trying to hang on to that. But lately I've just been doing a lot, like since January or February, actually. I think we've been on maybe 5 or 6 cruises. We went February, we went March, May, we did June. We leave tomorrow for another cruise. Actually, leave tomorrow for 3 cruises. We're doing 3 back-to-back cruises. That's how I've been keeping my sanity, guys. I've been just going on vacation with my kiddos and saying the heck with this. I do some telehealth while I am on vacation, but lately I've been reeling back on that and saying, hey, you know, this is why I'm on my vacation. The patients can wait. I've refilled my prescriptions. I should be good. I will check voicemails, or not voicemails, emails every like 3 days or so. But guys, yeah, this is going to be a 10-day vacation on 3 different cruises. So I'm looking forward to that. The most challenging thing for me, I would probably say, is making sure that I keep up with, I don't know, maybe not. Well, maybe making sure that I keep up with doing the refills in the office while the patient is there. Because a lot of times I would just go home and I'm like, you know what, I'll just go home and get them all done, especially for the stimulants. So I do my stimulants for 3 at a time if the patient is consistent with their medication adherence. But I put a do not fill date in it for the 2nd and the 3rd one based off of when I wrote the 1st one. So yeah, guys, I think that was the most challenging thing for me as far as making sure I'm not feeling too overwhelmed. I still have not met my collaborator, guys. I'm sure many people have not, but to me, at least a phone call, an email saying, hey, if you ever need anything, this is who I am. You can contact me like this. I think that's a problem too. The lack of communication that I feel where I started my career there is non-existent. And that is very frustrating to me. I think I will go into a little bit more in the next video, guys. I'll probably feel a little bit better about doing it. But right now, I just think it's smart for me not to do too much because I've still got my foot in the door there. And you don't ever want to just go out and start bad-mouthing people because you never know who you might need later. Although I don't think I'll need them later. I just think it's a good practice to not badmouth people just because you're mad and frustrated. Sometimes it's just better to just leave well enough alone and move on, right? So that's kind of what I'm trying to do here. I'm trying to tread lightly on the things that I'm saying because I'm still a professional at the beginning, the middle, and the end of the day. But yeah, guys. And then the pay, yeah, it's good when it's good, when the insurance goes through and when the co-pays go through. But like I said, it's just been a disaster with getting copay, getting people to pay their balances, and also with the credentialing process. I'm now in over a year, just over a year, guys. Today is like, I don't know, July 9th. So July 7th is when I actually started on the first day at the job. So I made it a year, and that is what I wanted to do also. Otherwise, I would have been left, right? Like completely, not even telehealth. I decided to stay telehealth just to make sure that I got my year in there because it looks good. Guys, I'm super unhappy, so unhappy. I can't even say more. I'm just so unhappy. But it's been a lot. It's been a whole lot that has happened in 1 year. It did go by super fast. And would I do this all over again? Yes. As far as the career, yes. As far as being a psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, if I knew then what I know now about the place of choice of where I work as an independent contractor, I would say absolutely no. I, like in the beginning, I just stated that I went in there with no guidance, no 8-hour training or 8-hour shadowing or 2-hour shadowing. It was just my first day first client in there like I knew what I was doing. I handled it very well. The clients didn't know what I was new. And they love me because I'm just lovable. But yeah, guys, I just don't think it's a place for a new grad. The environment. Is it doable to go and become an independent contractor immediately? Probably so. In my case, I would say I got it. I did it. I mean, I did well this past year, but I just felt like if I needed guidance, there wasn't any. And that's what I would change about it. The environment wasn't welcoming. And I was, towards the end, I'm feeling like I'm walking on eggshells. And that's why I'm like, you know what? I need not be here. It's not healthy for me. It's not healthy for my clients because they can feel that energy when they're in there with me and they can tell that I'm different. Things have changed. Something's off. But guys, yeah, that's pretty much where I'm at. And I'll explain some more things in the next video. I'm going to try to make more time to do more of these videos on different topics of being a new PMHNP. Comment down below if there's anything that you would like me to talk about that I did not mention in this brief vlog, and I will. And yes, I will make sure that it's sooner than later. But like I said, we've been doing a lot of traveling and between work and spending time with my kids and living my life, guys, because that's what it's all about. Okay guys, one of the other biggest issues for me at the job is that my checks started bouncing. There was actually 2 incidences where I had issues with my checks once I deposited it. And of course, being a 1099, I'm not sure how it is elsewhere, but I only get paid once a month. The first check, not my very first check, but one of the checks that had an issue, I held on to it for about a month because I just didn't cash it. When I went to go cash it, it came back. So it bounced. It charged my account a fee because I have a business checking account with one of the banks that I bank with. And then the next time there was another issue where they held on to it and told me they had to speak with the employer first. Guys, that was a whole ordeal within itself. I even opened up an account where my employer has the account for our checks, and it was just an issue all around. And I just felt like playing with my time. Now you're playing with my money, and it's just simply time to go, guys. It's as simple as that, you know. So I will explain that more in depth in the next video, but I just had to come back and mention that because I totally forgot about that. How did I forget about it? I'm not sure. But okay, guys, I'll see you soon in the next video.